My name is Don Four, and we are live. This is the Savygents Live. I am accompanied by the host, Big Al. Go ahead and make some noise. Let them know that you're here and you're feeling good. How you doing?
Doing well. Happy Friday, everybody. It's cold as fuck outside. Hope you're staying cozy. But here we are on our podcast.
It's super cold in Virginia. The weather does not play, not even a little bit. Sometimes it's super hot. Other days it's why do I live in Virginia type deal.
No, it's crazy because it's like we go from 2020 to 2021. It almost seems like it's the same fucking year. You know, we're still in COVID. We're still on lockdown. You know, things we're doing are very limited. You know, but you gotta all this time that you got given to you right now, the extra time from working from home, not having to drive to the office. You gotta make the most of it, you know? Like, what are you doing after work? Are you just sleeping? Are you just cozying up? Like, what are you doing?
Are you just sleeping?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you're sleeping, you're sleeping. But, you know, these are the days where, like, you remember when you used to complain about traffic? You know what I mean? If you're working from home, that complaint shouldn't be in your life. That, let's say you had an hour commute each way, that those are 2 hours you get back in your life. Isn't that awesome?
No, it is nice.
It really is.
I was commuting all the way over to the Herndon. Yeah, that's right. I got a 9-to-5 job. You know, it's basically I'm an investor.
Herndon.
You know? So Herndon guy, driving all the way to the Herndon. You know, going into Herndon, it's not bad. You have a nice little drive. You listen to like a podcast, maybe like your very own podcast. You know, depends if you have one.
Exactly.
Listen to some music. You vibe out a little bit, and on the way back, you're having a nice ride, and then you get about 3 miles out, right around the Boston exit, 271. And then you're just like, yo, traffic. And then you're sitting in traffic. And you're like,
bro, they would be backed up from car to car, and like you're not moving. It's terrible. But those were, what year? 2019. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that.
That was 2019, even early 2020, right?
Oh, 100%.
Early that was part of 2020.
Yeah, good year of just no traffic. Like life's good right now. You know, well. It can be better, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I can appreciate. You know, like work from home. Like I don't ever want to go back in the office. It's like when you think about the concept, it's kind of fucking silly, honestly. Like, what do you need to go to the office? Like, if you're able to produce at your home, you don't need a fucking babysitter.
Oh my
If they think they need to babysit you, then why are they hiring you for the fucking job?
Exactly.
Know? Bottom line is like they hire you because they think you can do the job. You don't need someone looking over your shoulder. You know, that's the whole point of the office.
All the whole micromanagement. Anyways, we gotta get on topic today. Let me go ahead and let you guys know what you're in for. So we do have a quote that is for later, but the topic that we're gonna be discussing today on this podcast. What number is this podcast? You know?
This is podcast number 9.
It's number 9. Number 9. Number 10.
Yeah. If you look back at the stuff over here,
don't look at
it. We go by drop number, right? Because we're sitting on an extra podcast. We'll be honest with you guys. We haven't released it. Don't come for our throats or whatever. But we'll drop it in due time. You know? Like this is gonna be the 9th podcast that's gonna drop. Or no, I fucked that up actually. This would be
the 10th.
This would be number 10.
Yeah. So we're actually one ahead. You know?
Yeah. Disregard that.
Don't worry about.
Disregard that shit.
I know I trip you up. No, so the topic today, okay, we do have a quote. The quote that we're going to use today is the one that we dropped on the SGC Fit. That's a segment on our Instagram. Go check that out at the Savygents on Insta.
Oh, you remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yo, let's introduce the topic today, though.
The topic of today, can I get a little bit of a drum roll, please?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right, we got it.
Yeah, it's too much. It's going to fuck with the audio.
Success.
Yeah, success. Okay.
Success is our topic today. And life is so crazy, you go through your ups and downs. We are here to keep you motivated and say that even sometimes when you fail, you can find a success story within that failure. Like, I know we come up here, we talk a bunch of shit, but at the end of the day, we're still like real people and we go through our ups and downs just like everybody else. And what we have here to give you today is our success stories and some of the times that we failed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give out some success stories, some fail stories. We're going to give you a good lesson. We're going to give you good morals. And we're going to end it off with a quote of the day. I think that's pretty good.
That's a quick rundown on the agenda.
Just a quick rundown.
No. Very, very nice, bro. So, like, I mean, just talking about failure. I mean, this one's a pretty easy one just to hit.
Everybody fails. You
like,
fail all the goddamn time.
Yeah, you can talk on a very small or very broad level. You could talk about just, for example, like we have an Instagram, right? And we've been more heavily involved with Instagram in 2020, as you can see. And now you're starting to see like a start of a schedule started popping up, right?
Exactly.
But some of our posts are like, yeah, we're not fucking perfect on a post. It's like, but me and this guy, like, yo, we put some work into it, we dropped it out, and maybe we go back and look at it later day and we're just like, okay, maybe that post didn't do as well as we wanted to. And maybe just straight up flopped. And we're just like, okay, now let's go back to the drawing board and think about how we can make that better. You know, it's like, and it's like, even like for new segments, right? You'll see the first ones we drop, they're kind of like, okay, like a little rocky a little bit, you know, let's be real, you know? But as we get more comfortable, as we're learning our lessons about what's actually working and how to articulate our message in a more clear and concise way, you'll see that our posts are starting to get more and more legitimate. Exactly. You know, like, oh, these guys are starting to get more serious. It's like our fucking podcast, right? You go back to the earlier podcast, right? It's not even necessarily a failure. It's just like a lesson, right? We have podcasts earlier on, we're telling stories, whatever. We have like a format, it's like I tell a story, he tells a story, a quarter of the day, it's 5 minutes, whatever, you know, blah, blah. But now, like, we're kind of like this open format where it's just like, we're going to talk about whatever the fuck comes up, whatever comes off the top of the dome.
Freestyle is more, how can I say, it's genuine. Like, we're not hiding anything. We're just letting you know, from like, as it comes to us, we're giving it to you. Like, there's no better way to do it. We're literally live. It's the Savygents live. Like, we're live. This is unscripted. This is whatever the fuck we want to say is what's going up here on the podcast. And hopefully, if my voice doesn't crack, we do it in one take.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the thing you guys gotta understand is like, this is some basically background knowledge, like some fucking what's the type of fact? Like you call it a fact. It's not just a fun fact. It's about specifically to like a certain like podcast or a film or whatever, like trivia. That's trivia. It's like a trivia question.
Can I have trivia for 200, please?
Yeah. So basically, it's just like, when this guy cracks his voice, like we're sitting back in the lab and we're looking at the audio and we're just like, bro, we might have to record this. Like the cracks are getting bad, you know. It's like, how old are you right now?
I am 27 years young.
27 years young.
Yes.
I'll give that to him because he's voice crack guy.
Disrespectful.
Or like what I said a couple episodes ago. Kraken. Oh shit.
This guy called me the Kraken. Do you believe that? He thinks I'm a...
like the little rum guy. Like it's a rum, you know?
Release the Kraken.
Oh, that shit is bad nights on that shit.
It's crazy.
But
go ahead.
Alright, I got it, dude. Okay.
I mean, I had some personal failure stories that I wanted to tell.
Alright, go ahead.
So go ahead. Yeah, let me botch it, right?
Go ahead.
No, this is it's actually more of a topic that hits home because when I first got up on stage and I was doing comedy, like, I wasn't consistent as in all my jokes would hit. It's kind of, it's a building you have to build your narrative when you're doing comedy. So like, I had some funny content, but my delivery was off or the timing was off. I had to go through a bunch of open mic nights, tons to give away a lot of free, even when it was funny, just a lot of free content, which is part of the grind. But there was sometimes I would practice, rehearse. Like, being a comedian is crazy. Half of the time you're talking to yourself and you're like in the mirror like, oh, is that funny? Maybe I should make this facial expression when I do this. And you're trying to view yourself from an individual in the audience, which is weird. So whatever, just being a comedian, you have to practice a lot by yourself. So like, there's some jokes that I'm over here, I'm dying at. I'm thinking, oh, this is hilarious. This is gonna kill them. Like, they're gonna remember my name, Don Floria, all that good stuff. I get up to the stage, I go ahead, I do the bit exactly as I memorized it. Like, it was scripted, and I feel like people could tell it was scripted because every joke, there was no improv in my whole set. Which, being a comedian, improv is something that, shit, you get more laughs off of improv than you do off your regular written jokes. I mean, you can, all depends on what you're saying, but I didn't have any improvs in my game, which is, in real life, I improv all the time, but on stage, I'm like, here's a script, I'm gonna stick to the script, and I'll go up there and I'll bomb, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And it's terrible. These are some personal life failures, I'm telling you. I was just like, damn, like, I'm thinking it was funny, but it was good concepts, but like, I was pretty much up there as a robot, and people were like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing, you know?
Yeah,
and like, I was crushed 100%. Like, I would go up, do an open mic night, I would bomb, I'd come back, and then do, like, another comic would go up right after me, and he would kill it, and I'm like, you know, what the fuck is going? So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I had to take my time, and I had to learn how to throw some improv into my comedy. I had to do some crowd work as well. I had to make it funnier, or 100%. I thought it was funny, but it could always be funnier. So after I started taking these failures as like, okay, well, if they didn't like that, let's try this. I started taking it as a learning situation instead of, oh, you're just a terrible comedian. Which, if you're doing anything, never call yourself terrible. Just there will always be somebody better than you in whatever you're doing. No offense, like my guy Conor McGregor just got fucking knocked out, TKO. But like he's actually pretty up there. But once again, hopefully he takes this L and goes back to the drawing board and he figures out what he needs to do to get back on top. Because when Conor was on top, you feel me? That guy was a fucking man. Like let's not beat around the bush. He was the fucking guy. So like everybody takes the L, everybody fails. It all depends on how you take that failure and use it to become better, to learn something new, to make sure you succeed the next time you do it. And I feel like that's what's more important when you're just going through life. I'm talking about comedy. You can take this concept and you can apply it to just about fucking anything. Oh, is this job you want to get? You went to the first interview, it didn't go too well. You think you failed, but you don't know, because interviews, they don't tell you. But you got a second interview, what are you going to do different? Let's say there's a girl that you like, and let's say you approach her and you fucking flop, right? That doesn't mean it's over, you know what I mean? You can try again. You can, there's so many different ways you can take that L and look into it and be like, you know what? All right, let me try from this approach. Basically, all I'm saying is just keep on going. You don't gotta once you get crushed once, get crushed again. And if you don't like it, get crushed again. And then see how you like that. If you don't, get crushed again until you finally do succeed. Because I've had some comedy shows where I kill it. So it's like, yeah, it's not impossible. You just had to go back to the drawing board and figure out exactly what was going on to make you better, That's just some of my stories. I know he's got some stories himself.
It's not even necessarily you're hitting on all the right points, dude. It's just basically you gotta be fearless, dude. You can't be afraid to fail, to fuck up. And it's there's a lot of examples. The one thing he's talking about, Conor McGregor, right? The thing about him though is he been on the top for so long, right? But the thing is, he got to the top and then he took a break. He wasn't working as hard as he was to get to the fucking top.
Exactly.
If he continued to work as hard as he was after he reached the top and then kept on going, he wouldn't have lost that fight and got knocked out. What was it, the third round or some shit?
Second round, TKO.
Second round. Those fights are always hyped. There's always a knockout. The second round is a waste of a pay-per-view, honestly. Let's be honest. Every single fucking one of them. It's Conor McGregor versus so-and-so. It's he KOs a guy, or this time he's just the guy that he was fighting when I was talking to my brother, he's more into the sport and actually knows shit about it. It's just the guy's been grinding. That guy's been he's been basically being Conor McGregor, what he used to be. Fucking working out, grinding, and basically taking the fucking hands.
Yeah, his name was Daniel Poirier.
Yeah, and then and then he gets in the ring and he knocks him out. And people might be oh, I'm surprised, but I bet you damn well that guy wasn't fucking surprised. They knocked him out.
Nah, you know how hard he's been working.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's even here with the Savygents, right? We've had some major flops in terms of just maybe events, posts, or whatever.
Oh, everything. Yeah. Dude, trust me, we've been crushed so many times. If I sat here and told you, you wouldn't be wow, I can't believe you guys are still out here doing it. But no, it's we're fearless. Yeah, crush us. That's cool.
My favorite one had to be at fucking what was it? Fucking Ultra Beans, bro.
Ultra Beans.
My favorite crush. Basically, we get this event all together. We finally got in the door because these people are They want to keep their crowd PG. I don't know what the fuck happened where they can't go to PG-13. They can't go to PG-13.
This place used to pop. Apparently something happened, and then the next thing you know, they can't even have they don't even want music.
Explicit lyrics.
They don't even want music or comedy shows with cursing. Comedy shows, half my comics are they're gonna get up there and say what the fuck they want.
You just said fucking. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even do that shit.
No, so they wanted to do a straight up PG comedy show, which is cool, but not my forte. So what we do is we can throw a party there and have a DJ with no curse lyrics on the track.
I just played all in Spanish.
Exactly.
I don't think he spoke Spanish or old Irish guys. I don't think they knew Spanish. Maybe they did. I don't know.
But go ahead, finish up.
But basically with the event though, we were so excited we got into the door there, and we're just yo, we got an event in Fairfax. It's local. It's only live in Fairfax. It's okay if you live in Fairfax, but if you're like in your young, in your prime, and you're trying to make it like an entertainment, you gotta get the fuck out of there.
You gotta get out of there.
You know, it's like because everything's in fucking Arlington.
Or DC.
Or in DC. In our case, there's not much comedy in Arlington. That's why we kind of targeted Arlington after the store. But these were early lessons. And this lesson, basically, we threw a party there. We're thinking in our head, we're like, we can make money at these parties. But when you tally up the tab at the end of the day, you're fucking paying for the DJ. You're paying for the fucking giveaway. You're giving away cash prizes. You're giving away fucking tickets. We were giving away Caps tickets and fucking Wizard tickets. And those motherfuckers that even went to the games didn't even tag us. That's fucked up, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, thank you. $5 for $150 tickets.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
We weren't even giving you like bitch ass seats. Like we gave you like at least like 200 like level seats.
Yeah, I think they were like on the baseline. Like not
like alright, we're hyping a little much, but
well, no, it wasn't on the baseline, but they were good seats.
Yeah, so basically we dropped all this money in this event, and we had a bunch of our friends come, which was cool, and we had like 1 or 2 people from Meetup, interesting characters themselves. But again, at the same time, like they wanted to get out and be friends, so I can't even knock that shit.
They were doing their thing. They were taking initiative.
Yeah, 100%. Like, so we could apply that, you know, not even knock that shit. And we had an event, like, it was, like, decent. Like, it was way more people than they ever would have had, right? So you think about how many people they average on an average night. They might average maybe, like...
4.
Maybe 4.
4 or 5.
And their little basement. They had a nice little fucking basement, and give them credit.
They had prime real estate, I'm not gonna lie on that one. Really,
but, like, it was just, like... It's like we're cats about, like... Yeah, we're still learning the ropes, so, like, about advertisements, how to promote, etc., right? But, like... we had like a small event and it shit 100% flopped, and like we didn't make any money, basically, bottom line.
No, we lost about $800.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit less, but yeah, somewhere around there.
But that's the thing, you take that hit, but you learn. We didn't quit after that.
No, 100%. And then we just like thought about it, like my guys started doing stand-up comedy, whatever, and then we thought about it, we're like, bro, how are these guys making money from these shows, whatever? And they're just putting like a ticket on it, like, you know, and it's like, even with the parties, right? How those guys actually make the money is they have a ticket event, right? Mm-hmm. They make up some deal with the fucking bar or whatever. Yep. They sit down with the owner or the GM. Usually it's not even the owner, it's usually the GM. Yep. If you're not aware of the scene, that's how it works. 100%. You sit down with the GM, you talk to the manager, and you're like, alright, put me in charge of the GM. The GM's the guy, like, right, he's like the right-hand man at the fucking, or right-hand woman. It could be either or within a fucking business part, you know?
Exactly.
And they'll hook you up. If they're about it, like, you'll have a nice little event, you get the sound guy, you get all that put in place, you know? So... that's what we kind of moved on to. We moved over to comedy, right? And our first comedy shows, we had this location. They kind of hit us up out of the blue. It was like we just kind of did this thing called Spiderweb, where we just like basically threw out a proposal, a draft proposal, and threw out our cards to multiple restaurants. And then eventually we were hit up by this guy, like, to work over in Alexandria at the Hashtag Lounge. You might know it for now, like Fridays and Saturdays is Pops, right? But you go in there, the other day, the fucking week, it's fucking dead. Like, you'll have locals and regulars in there, you have the owner in there, have like a hookah, just flexing like, oh, I own this.
They make most of their money definitely on the weekends.
But they're cheap though, because they got the guy who's fucking sweeping the floors also in the kitchen. You know? But anyways,
they're doing the best they can, man.
We had a show there. And like it was actually a decent show. Like that's when we started doing more advertisement online, Facebook, whatever, fucking around with that, Instagram, whatever, ads. And we had a decent show the first time, a decent amount of people. We're good with a different manager, and then the manager somehow like left. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but he just got out of there.
Yeah, he dipped.
And then the next time we fucking like the first event we had was like about like 70, 80 people, and like again, like when you have an average of like 2 to 5 people during every day during a week, like it's a fucking like. Your return is over 400%. But my guy though, like, but the thing though is like the first one went smoothly. Everything was good. We made some money, and even the second one, right? We made like maybe like a couple $100, but it was just like, it was like when we had to change the individual we had to work with, we kind of changed the outcome a little bit. But it was just like, yo, we're in the door here. We got to try to make this work. But the event goes well. Apparently to the guy, it didn't go as well as he wanted. I mean, he spent a lot of money on like. Basically strippers, like walking around, stick ass outfits or whatever. Yeah, even a guy. We had Tony Woods at the show. Tony Woods actually has a Netflix special.
So yeah, Tony Woods got we worked with him. He's got a Netflix special coming on next month.
Yeah. So he's fucking like
he's up there. He's
up there. We got Tony Woods for the show. We're fucking like we even had some of his fans roll through.
Exactly, 100%. Hey, but we're nobodies. Just keep on watching that.
It was
just keep on watching the podcast. We're nobodies.
Yeah, but it was just like I mean, like technically we are nobodies right now, you know. But that's okay. Like this is our story right now. This is the fucking come up. These are the lessons we learned. And like the lesson we learned about that one, we had pretty successful events. I'd say we had pretty successful events. So this is our first kind of shot getting into like the comedy, hosting the comedy events, and we did pretty well. It was just the individuals that we were working with made it a lot more difficult, and we shouldn't have given them as much sway or power as we gave them. As in terms of like, we were just like, yo, we were thinking that he's a business owner, he knows how to run the shit. It's like basically check your facts.
Yeah, you gotta
follow up with shit.
Be wary of the people you're working for. And the funny thing is, I don't think we actually gave him power. The kid didn't ask anybody. He just did it.
He was just doing it. Like not even asking us. Like,
he just did it.
And like he was holding out on their fucking checks. He's like, yo, I don't make as much money. It's like, bro, but you hire all these people. Like we even sit down and talk to you. Like when we try to sit down and talk to you, you're just like, like you're like
you didn't even. He didn't think we were gonna sit down and talk to him. I'm like, bro, your check bounced twice.
And we're like, no way this guy could be the fucking owner, you know?
Bro, what's going on? Your check that you paid us, but your check didn't go through like twice. Like we went to the bank, and then you're just like, oh, it's insufficient funds. Then we came back to him. He's like, oh, okay, I'll write you another check. We go back to the bank. Shit still didn't go through, so we had to come like the mafia. We came. We were like, hey, so listen, what's going up, dude? Like we paid you like 3 weeks ago. Like we performed. And you got all your bar sales and stuff like 3 weeks ago, dude. Like, what's up,
so
man?
I mean, it's like not necessarily like an affiliate. Like I mean, I guess a failure in a sense was just like we're missing details. I guess that's what the lesson. We were missing details. So it's like we're taking another go at it, and we actually we're looking at all these bars, and we're passing like the one bar that was like actually like gonna fucking take us in, and we're just like one of the days we're just like, yo, fuck, we should go to Whitlow's. Like we're just thinking like, whoa, we're not ready for Whitlow's yet. We're not ready. And we just walked in there one day. We talked to the manager. Within the next day, we're talking to the GM. And within the same day, we met with the GM. He's like, yeah, let's run the show. We're on the show. We told him this is what we're gonna do, and we met expectations, you know. But our thing was we got like this head where we're just like, bro, we had a really good show. They're gonna want us back, and we kind of like sat on it a little bit. And when you sit on shit and you're not quick to shit,
exactly.
what happens? There's gonna be someone else coming up that wants it.
Exactly.
And bingo slides in.
We were snuck. The bingo guys cut our feet from under us. The bingo guys cut in and took our nights, and we had to start from scratch. And then fucking COVID happened. Basically, that's about it.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about a lot of different topics, like right in terms of like failure and then coming back to success.
Yeah, we're let's take a break, and we're gonna get you back with the quote of the day in a little bit.
Sounds good. Break time.
We're back, babe. We had to take a quick break just to go ahead and fix our camera and all that good stuff. But back to the topic of success. We're on the comedy show, right?
Yeah, so last where we left off is we were talking about a show over at Whitlow's. So like I said, we found out how to get in there quickly. We had the show, we met expectations, and the show went smoothly. Everyone liked us, everyone came in there, everything went smooth, right? But our issue at hand was at the end was we had a good conversation and everything, and we waited on it. We were expecting kind of another opportunity to come up.
We got comfortable. That's what happened. We got comfortable. And we thought we were going to be doing business with with this company. I mean, they did like us, but at the end of the day, a bingo night snuck their way. They found a way to sneak in under us, and whatever profit margin that they were turning was probably a little bit more than ours. So they went with the bingo. And I understand that it's a business move, but the failure there is that yes, we did succeed, but because we succeeded, we thought we could take a break. And we had learned the hard way, you simply can't.
Conor McGregor.
Exactly. You can't.
No,
exactly. Same concept, man. You gotta, even when you're on top, don't even look back. Just keep grinding. What are you looking back at those guys to see how close they already know? Just keep going. Just keep going, honestly. And that's how you succeed and stay successful. And failure is a part of that as well. So there's nobody I know who hasn't failed to be where they are. Right, you know what I mean?
It's crazy, bro.
Nobody I know, nobody. I know a couple of millionaires too, so there's nobody I know.
They feel fucking like, not even like hundreds of times. You know how we were talking about our last episode about, or a couple episodes ago, we were talking about how Don got rejected thousands of times, you know?
I'm in the 1,000 club with the rejection.
You hear a couple hundred times, you know?
I'm in the 1,000 club. Dude, come on, bro. You're the... you know, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah, I'm in the 1,000 club on getting rejected.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, the crazy thing, like, I don't know, like, every individual is different. For me, like, personally, like, I'm almost more motivated by failures than successes. Successes to me is, like, great, I made it to that level, now, like, I got more work to do. Because it's like, you gotta have this like mindset and this idea is just like, yo, someone else is gonna come up and they're gonna want it, you know?
Exactly.
And if you're not fucking always working, someone else is always working. You go to sleep, you go to bed like fucking like, there's nothing wrong with going to bed early, right? But like you're fucking like, you have an opportunity to work out, to get something in, put it in, you know?
You gotta put into work.
You gotta put in the work, you know? And it's like, for me, it's like, when I fail, like, it almost makes me like, it's like, dude, like, I sat at myself and I was like, yo, how much effort did I put in? Could I put in more effort? And if you're asking yourself those questions, you didn't put all your effort in, you know? You could do better. So it's like the next time you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking change the way I was doing it. Cause obviously I didn't reach my goal. I didn't hit where I wanted to go to. So this next time I'm gonna put all this work so that I can hit that goal and keep on going. Like that's what it is. Like fucking like the successes are almost just like, yo, it's like a check mark, right? You got to that check mark. Now, great, make another goal. Like,
exactly.
That's what it is. Don't give a fuck, you know? You make it there, it's like, you gotta stay fucking there. If you want to stay there, you gotta work. Failure is just like kind of at the other hand, it's like, fuck, I didn't work hard enough or I didn't do the right shit. I gotta get back to the lab and like fucking like really grind. Cause it's like, you gotta climb up that fucking hill. You know, you fell all the way down the hill, you dropped your bill of water, jack of jail, whatever fucking you said. Now you gotta get back up, you know? Fuck.
Jack and Joe, yeah, just kind of like the pro athletes, like how like the football players say, leave it all out on the field. You wanna know what Jordan said? This is it's not our quote. This is a Michael Jordan quote. Jordan said he never actually lost the game. He just ran out of time. You see?
Is this a quote of the day or?
That's not a quote of the day. I'm just saying.
Let's give it an extra quote.
I'm just saying. You know what? Sometimes you stick around, you get a 2-for-1 special. You know what I mean?
You gotta like it. That's the currency. You gotta like a post. That's the currency.
Like it, subscribe, share it, show us you care. That is all SGC approved. Now for our quote, this is once again corresponding to the SGC fit that we posted today. It was about a drop set. A drop set is, I'm going to explain it on the podcast.
There you go,
because there was some confusion. A drop set is you do 3 sets with 1 minute break in between. The last set, there is no minute break. It is immediately after. And whatever weight you're on, like I did it on my back, I was doing lat pull downs. I did 3 sets, lat pull downs on 100, all right? After with my 1 minute break in between, after my 3rd set, there was no break in between. Immediately, I dropped the weight from 100 to 90 and did a 2nd set, back to back. So it was 4 sets in total, and there's your drop set. You actually drop the weight and you drop the break. Hey, that's what it is. You drop the weight.
No, see, this explanation was fucking gold. This is gold. We probably honestly should probably refilm that shit, but we're not going to. We're gonna keep it rolling. It's all good, you know. But living and learning, you know.
But in the video at the Savygents, check it out. It's the drop set. Now, the quote, because this is called SGC Fit. Now, the quote that we put there is, let me go ahead and pull it up. It says, it goes perfectly with this podcast. It says this: when you're sleeping, someone is working out. Grind every day. Very simple. Very simple. When you're asleep, there's somebody else who's working out, becoming bigger, faster, stronger than you. And, you know, even for women, more shapely, you know, whatever your fitness goals are, there's always somebody who has that, I want to be the hottest thing on the beach mentality for the summer. You know, sometimes that was me. I remember vividly, I was doing like 800 crunches and shit, because I'm like, I don't want anyone to have better abs than me. You know, that's when I was crazy, but like, I still get my numbers up.
Did your abs in the morning, huh?
That's another story we're gonna have to tell them. Yeah, I would actually do my abs a little bit in the morning, and sometimes, depending on what day it was, 100%. But you go ahead, elaborate. What do you think about that quote? I'm gonna say it one more time. Let's see here. When you're asleep, someone else is working out. Grind every day.
It's not even necessarily, like, to me, like, the quote is not necessarily about being asleep, right? Like, sleep has, like, kind of evolved to mean a lot more than just fucking sleep.
Yeah,
sleep could mean, like, you're not looking at something, you're not paying attention to something, you're drooling, you're missing fucking details of your hands on a pillow, right?
Oh.
It's just like, the thing is, it's like, you can see someone like share all this stuff on like Instagram or whatever, or like these different posts, or you can see someone who's like not even sharing shit, literally, and then out of nowhere they're like, yo, they're fucking they're fucking crushing like weight goals, they're crushing maxes, they're crushing marathons, or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever the fuck they're doing, they're crushing M&A, you know, like there's so many different things you could be fucking doing, just be doing something, you know, just like,
100%.
just like be getting out there, you know, it's like, that's like the whole point of why we started SGC Fit, and that's why like we continue on with this podcast to give more input and more advice to you people out there. It's just like, just always be grinding at your craft. So it's like, yo, if you're like sitting there, you're like, oh, I want to like learn a new language. Like, take the fucking time and do it. Like, there's always time in the day to do some shit, you know? Just thinking about it, like, yo, how much time did I spend on fucking Netflix? How much time did I spend on fucking like some bullshit, you know? How much time did I fucking spend extra sleeping or just laying in bed scrolling, do TikTok or Instagram? You know?
TikTok guy.
Yeah, you get TikToked, you know? Like take that time and apply it to learning a new language. Fucking learn about stocks. There's crazy stock shit going on. We're not even gonna get into that shit. But like, fucking building a business, you know? Fucking like anything. It's a Friday fucking night. I know it's COVID and quarantine. There's like limited options and it's cold as fuck. But like, you could just be laying on your couch like cozy up with some hot cocoa right now. Or you could be fucking sitting in front of the camera, fucking talking real shit and giving people something they want to hear and some motivating words and shit.
Exactly. And it all comes down to our concept F5, you know what I mean? That's why we've been doing these specific segments to hit the F5 concept. I'm gonna go ahead and give that F5 one more time.
Don has to go back and watch the video, like the racquetball video he has to watch.
Wait, we haven't even filmed that one. You see, you're saying too much.
No, that's okay, dude.
You haven't even filmed that one yet.
We can film anything. We can film golf, whatever.
Dude, it's coming soon. Hold on, let me go ahead. Live.
Dude, my guy is literally watching his own video.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To get the concept that he created.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, it's your boy Don Ford. It's on the SGC. Go ahead. This is our new Savygents Live. F5. F5. Gotta be funny. Gotta be fit. Gotta be fashionable. You gotta know how to flirt. Flirt. That's what it was. That was the last one.
Oh, dating, my guy.
And fearless. Yeah, dating. My bad. My botch. There you go.
He botched it on live air and like, bro.
I botched it, but I fixed it. That's fine. You gotta know how to flirt. That's
why.
why.
Say it one more time if you know it, dude.
Alright. So it's gotta be funny, you gotta be fashionable, you gotta be fearless, you gotta be flirt, and you gotta be
Bro, you're a big boss right now.
I said it, dude. I already said it.
You didn't say fit, bro.
Fit.
So funny, fit, he's fashionable, flirt, fearless.
F5, baby.
I fucking got it, dude. Like,
dude, I said it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I just did a fitness segment. Don't talk to me about being fit.
You didn't just do that. That's okay.
That was a week ago. Anyways, all right. No more botches. All right. I know what I'm talking about half the time. We are your boys. All right.
Savygents, bro.
The Savygents Live. My name is Don Ford. Over there is my guy Big Al. Go ahead. Let him know I'm not a botch.
Dude. But anyways, bro.
Hey, it's real. I'm keeping it 100% real up here.
I know we're taking enough of your time listening to our podcast, so right now we are going to cut it. That's a wrap, motherfucker.
SGC approved, baby. I'll catch you guys later.